can stay. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, my setup is a little bit different today, so I'm not going to show you my face, as I was just tidying up the bedroom, and I asked Alexa, what time is it? And Alexa said 9:56 a.m. So I very quickly run downstairs, and we have to get our making started for today. So we're going to do the multiple strand jewellery, the focal beads. It's going to be, you can use sort of any beads you have at home. You need to make sure you have got one with larger ones and other ones smaller ones. Although saying that, I got this one which they are pretty much the same size beads. Maybe the crystal bicon is a tiny bit bigger than the others here, so that works well as well. But I've chosen this lovely hematite rose beads. They come in many different colors, and they're just perfect, I suppose, spring project and spring make to brighten up our days. I love roses in all sorts of shapes and sizes and colors, and there's more colors on the website as well, if you might already have some home on your stash. So to do this, you're gonna need tiger tail. Let me just move this a little bit further up. You're going to need tiger tail. Now, tiger tail is a nylon coated steel wire. So there is strands of steel inside it, and they coat it with a nylon finish. So it's nice and it doesn't rust. It's really nice and strong. It doesn't really break at all. The only trouble you can have with tiger tail that it's kinks. So if I show you, and excuse my fingers because they're really dry now. So tiger tail can kink like that. So be careful that you don't sort of loop it back on itself. But it's a great material, and it's quite quick to work with as well. So you're going to need your tiger tail. Now I'm going to take 3 lengths of this tiger tail. Each one is probably about 50 centimeters, because I don't want to work with too long, but I don't want to work with too little either, just in case, you don't want to lose any of your materials. So I've got 3 lengths here, and we're going to start with this design. Some of the designs you start in the middle of the necklaces. With this one, we're going to start right at the top. Julie's saying morning. Alison is saying morning. She can watch properly now. Woohoo! So I'm going to use silver. No, actually, I'm going to use this antique silver one, because I'm going to use the silver hematite. So you're going to need culottes. You're going to need crimp beads. You're going to need lobster clasp. And you're going to need jump rings. There we are. So I got my jump rings. So to start with, I got the wrong color. Let's use all the same color. This is the great things about findings. They come in so many different colors, and they're totally coordinating your jewelry. So when you're working with darker beads, use a darker one, or we have rose gold or champagne gold finish. So I'm going to take a culotte. I'm going to put one on the side for the other side, and I'm going to need a few crimp beads. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fuse these together. So taking all 3 of these strands, I'm going to put it through the culotte. Now, if you want to do any more than 3 strands, you're going to have to do like a cone finish. But with the 3 strands, you're just about to get away with putting them together in the end. And then we're going to take a crimp bead and put it on all 3 of this tiger tail. Sorry, my voice is going. So the best way to do this, to stagger the end of the tiger tail. Stagger the end of the tiger tail, because you can always add, it's easier to add them sort of always just sort of moving on to 2 and then 3 than doing it all at the same time. I'm going to double crimp my necklace, because I always like to be extra secure. So I'm going to put 2 crimp beads there. The weakest point in your necklace is your crimp bead. So I'm just going to go ahead and just sort of squeeze this, flatten this right nose, and you can use a chain nose or flat nose. There are crimping pliers as well, but because we're using the cloth, it doesn't really matter because we just want to make it nice and flat. Oh, this is not going to come up now. That's it. Come up, come up. And squeeze that one out as well. So I've got 2 little crimp bead side by side. Then I'm going to trim the ends. I'm going to pull this clut up right to the end and close it. So I'm closed it over the crimp beads. I've got a nice and professional finish there. And then you're going to start working from the other side. So choose your beads. Now this project is great if you got like leftover beads or, you know, bits of pieces what you haven't used, or just a few beads left in your stash. Make up a bead soup. To make up a bead soup, you just take, I'm gonna use those, and then I'm gonna use a 3mm round. I'm gonna use a 3mm cube. It's all in hematite, and I love this shape, this faceted round shape. Maybe not that one, and this one. So I'm going to use, no, actually that's one too many, so I'll take that one out. So I'm using 3mm rounds, 3mm cubes, and just get some off the strand. And this lovely shape as well. There we go. And this one. So depending on how many focal beads you want to do, you can add more or less or make it more tighter. We're going to start with the small beads. So as on the one end you secured it, let me just actually say hello to everybody, because I can get so sort of engrossed in my making that I will forget you are here. Camille saying, good morning, Kitty, say Steve. Joe saying, good morning. Judith, good morning. Hope you're well. Yes, we are well. Chris Cole saying, good morning. Brenda saying, good morning. Oh, hi, Brenda. Bernie saying, good morning. Doris saying, morning, Kitty. We will miss my new USB. Hope you are all okay from North Wales. Yes, we are great. Good morning, Kitty. Kim saying, Janet saying, good morning. Sarah is watching. Hi, Sarah. She's saying good morning, Sarah. So on one end, I secured my end, and I'm going to start from the other end. So I got 3 strands to play with here. So it's really simple, very easy technique. I'm going to take one of each. It doesn't matter which strand you're going to add them onto, because once you bring them back together and take them apart, you're not going to know which strand is which anyway. So I'm just adding one of each of my shapes to my strands separately. I'm going to let them slide down. Then I'm going to bring my strands together and add one larger focal bead to bring them together. And guess what I'm going to do when I did that? I'm going to separate them out again and add one each. And carry on the pattern. I mean, you can make up different patterns, you can use different colors, but as I said, if you have got like a little bit of leftover beads, it doesn't matter what kind of beads are, just mix them all up, make a bead soup, and you know, as long as you got one. So I suppose repeating the focal bead would be nice, but even that can be a mixture of beads. But as long as you got your focal bead, the little beads doesn't really going to show up that much. And I'm just going to carry on adding these one by one, different one every single time, and sliding them down, then bringing it together. And again, apart. So how are you all doing? I actually, this morning when I woke up, I didn't know if it was Sunday or Monday. I think that's what, it's the I always call it the Christmas fever, because at Christmas time, like, you know, you get that day between, sort of, or days between, Christmas and New Year, when you don't know what day is when you get up. So this morning, that was me. I wasn't sure if it was Monday or Sunday, but I'm not in the office tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. But definitely don't ask me the date, because I don't know what the date today. Is it the 27th, 28th, 29th? Hold on, the 1st is going to be Wednesday, so 31st, 30th, 29th, 28th. It's 28th today, yeah? Can somebody confirm it's the 28th today? Paula Chipman is saying good morning. Good morning, Paula. Patricia, hi from New Zealand. Trish here. Oh, I'm so glad you are sort of, this is so good about the internet that you can really watch from anywhere in the world, and you can craft along and make with us. So don't forget today's PDF. It's on there right now. It's the relevant to this technique. And then obviously that will expire tomorrow, and we'll have something different on there tomorrow. Actually, I can tell you, tomorrow I got a special guest, my little Christopher. He said, I'm just pulling all the beads down, sort of to make space so I can add more. But the beauty of this project here is that you can sort of add more or add less, or make them tighter, make them looser, even though when you're finished, you can still play around with it. But it just creates a lovely pattern. I love it. I think it's just such a simple but really nice and elegant technique. But you can, this technique, you can do it with elastic strands as well. So you don't have to, it's not just larger beads you can do it. You can do it with a lot of different things. So tomorrow we're going to do kumihimo, and my little boy Christopher, he promised me he's going to do the video with me. I have to tell you, he's never ever done kumihimo before, so it will be interesting. And I asked him last night, because we settled down to watch a movie together, and I asked him last night, would you like to have a little practice? And he was like, nah, I'm sure I can wing it. Bless him, he was so cute. So, no, I think he will be fine with it. He's just going to do a braided one, and I'm gonna do one with beads, so we see. So it's either gonna be really, really good tomorrow in the video, or it's gonna be really bad. Let's see. So I was saying about the PDF, please download the PDF, and quite a few of you have made some of our makes, what we've been making during the week. So please, and then, went along to we got a group, and even to the Totally Beads site, and shared your pictures. I loved seeing them, and it makes me feel so good that we could have inspired people, and you are home and doing bits and pieces, following and doing the makes. So if you do make any of, or if you make today's mix, it doesn't matter what beads you're using. I'm using hematite, but whatever you got at home, pop a picture on there so for everybody to see. I think it's just really nice to sort of, I love, for us designers, I think, and then probably Sarah is the same, when you like something and send a picture up, is so nice to see, because that sort of shows us that you enjoyed it and you liked it and you made it, and it makes us feel really good, and it makes us feel like, oh yes, it's really worth it. Because sometimes the hard work that we have to do to stay up late at night designing stuff and making samples, and some nights I'm there until about midnight or even 1 a.m. or writing up instructions. But when we get the sort of back from people that you're enjoying what we're doing, that's such a nice sort of feeling. So please do send pictures in, and either on Facebook, or you can email message it to us. We always love to see any of your makes. And also, if you got any questions with any of the makes, you want to, if you're stuck on a particular project, or you got one of our kits, do message in, because I'm always there, and I can just quickly look you up which step are you stuck at, and help you through it. Or if you send me a picture, that's even easier, and we can help you. And yeah, I think these difficult times, and now they're saying they might tighten it and sort of lock everybody down, and we all have to stay home, and I think a lot of people are afraid, and when you go to the shops, they start to stay away from you. Like if you go down one aisle, the person next to you tries to go down to the next aisle, and I don't know. I just find it a little bit strange. But if you have to stay at home and we have to do this, then why not spend it crafting, making, learning a new technique, learning something brand new, doing something, what you maybe wanted to do for quite a while but never had the time for it. Get those beads out, and not just beads, knitting, crocheting, or card making, anything you do, get it out and just have some fun, because when you have fun, time flies much faster, and yeah, you enjoy yourself. So I'm just keep going here. I think I almost got a necklace worth, and I was only going to make a bracelet for me to wear, but this is me when I'm doing something. I sort of carry on. I'm just pulling them all down, so it doesn't matter if they're not exactly this. I wanted quite a tight weave with this one, because if you look at my original sample, the gaps in between them is quite bigger, but with this one I wanted sort of a bit of a tighter weave, and it was going to be a bracelet. But actually I quite fancy sometimes wearing new bracelets, so let's just pull this down. Actually, I'm going to pull this back out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim my tiger tail, and actually I'm going to make it into a bracelet because then I can wear it. So I need it. I'm going to put it about there. So pull it really nice and tight. So about sizing, the clasp is going to give you probably another inch or so. So if I take this one off, then that will be the right size for me. So I'm just going to cut this off. I'll tidy that up later. And I'm going to repeat adding the same ends on the other side. So I need a clot. Let me just look at your comments. Oh, lovely ladies. Cameron's saying, no, it's the 29th. 29th today. Sorry, ladies, it's the 29th. So that's my bad. I don't look at the calendar or don't follow it. And like yesterday afternoon, probably about at 6 o'clock, was the first time I opened up my laptop since Friday afternoon. And I had like 130 emails on there. So, but I didn't look at the date. So it says, thank you very much. It's the 29th. Doris is saying, yes, 29th. Mandy's saying, good morning. Brenda's saying, I'm a lot more mobile now. So looking forward to resuming Beat Club later in the year when it starts up again. Heap doing well. Oh, I'm so pleased to know that, Brenda. So probably the rest of you don't know who Brenda is. Brenda is one of our local ladies. She come to our beat clubs because we normally run beat clubs in the warehouse, and she's ever so lovely. And she had her hip replaced earlier. Was it last year? Sort of, I think it was September time, September time. And obviously she's been housebound and doing things with it. So maybe we should ask her for all tips how she kept herself sort of entertained and sane for the last 6 months. But she's an ever so lovely lady. So I added my clot. Again, I'm going from the bottom part to inside to the clot. I added 1 crim bead. I'm going to push this right down, and then I can bring it back up to have a nice and even finish. I'm going to crush this clot. I'm going to flatten it right down, and I'm going to add another one. Because it's a bracelet, like when I put a bracelet on, sometimes I test it and wear it for months on end. So I would wear it in the shower, I would wear it in gardening, I would wear it pretty much everywhere. So I really want this to be strong, because the weakest point in your bracelet or in your necklace, wherever you're working with tiger tail, is going to be your crim bead. But the crim bead is a little metal bead. It's not gonna let it go. It's gonna sort of, once you put it on there and crush it, it's gonna stay on there. So let's just push this one down as well, and then I'm gonna crush this out as well. squeeze it together. You don't have to squeeze too hard, I always sort of say. And gentleman handshake squeeze. So it's stronger than a lady's, but it doesn't have to be too harsh. Right, and then just get these beads out of the way. So I'm going to close my culottes up, just like that. And then a little bit more with my pliers, making sure that the two loop are lined up. And I'm going to add my clasp. So adding a clasp, you need a couple of jump rings. On one side, we're just going to add a jump ring. Or if you're making this as a present, you might want to add a little extender chain, because then they can sort of close into any. I'm just looking at the same time if I got any on hand, but I haven't, unfortunately, because they can lock into any of the sort of the chain links on the other side, and where it's larger or smaller. So to open and close the jump rings, you're going to use 2 pairs of pliers. Now I'm trying to hold as much of the jump ring as I can. And I'm going to hold it with the cut right at the top. So you can see it here. And I'm supporting more of the jump ring because I only really want to twist it at one point. I never want to pull it apart, because when you pull it apart out of shape, you're never going to pull it back into nice shape. So you want to twist one plier towards you, the other one away. I just tend to hold my left hand sort of right straight and just twist with the right one. But it's depending of, like, you know, if you're left-handed, right-handed, or what mobility have you got in your wrists, or which one is sort of working better. Then you're just going to add the culotte on. So as I said, one side we're adding the culotte and the lobster clasp at the same time, and then we twisting it back in. So when you're twisting it back in, you want to go past the midway because of the culotte itself, and that you really want this jump ring to be shut 100%. So you want to go past the midway just a little bit, and then will spring shut. If you find there is a tiny little gap on the jump ring itself, then what I usually do, I just open it and then push it together a bit, bring it to the other side, again, push it together a bit, and then bring it to the middle. And I can feel when the two ends are rubbing together, and that's when you know your jump ring is closed completely. And I'm just going to add one to the other side. Open that up. And then close in. Now you could use toggle clasp, you could use magnetic clasp. Could have added, probably I didn't have a rhodium one, I only had like a bright silver one, but could have added a magnetic clasp at the end. There's loads of different variations you can do with this a necklace or bracelet or anything you want to make. That's actually might be, if Sarah is still watching, it's probably Sarah's size more than mine. It turned out a little bit smaller than what I expected, but try it on in a minute. So that's it really. That's how easy to make a piece of jewellery with this technique. Very effective, using leftover beads, using little bits and pieces of as you have at home. You know, larger beads, smaller beads, anything you have, mix it all up. And there you go, you're ready to make. Sarah's saying she can't wait to see Christopher. Yes, let's see. Let's hope he behaves tomorrow. And Julie's saying it comes together really quickly. Yes, it does. So you can make a necklace, you know, within 10 minutes and really using minimal materials, because you only probably, even on the necklace, it's half a strand of the larger beads and only a few pieces of the smaller beads. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we're doing kumihimo, so I'm just going to show you the samples. I'm going to be doing one with pearls and crystals, or just crystals. I haven't made up my mind yet. Christopher hopefully will be doing one of these. And I just want to show you this. This I did years and years ago. I had some leather indoors, and I didn't really know what to do with it, so I did it on kumihimo, and I think it turned out quite well. I wore this bracelet quite a few times. Don't forget, we launched our pendants this weekend, our Loveless Amos Fleur pendants made with Amos beads from Parpuka. I designed this pendant, and it's really, I had sort of quite a job with it because at one point it looked like a pine cone, but I wanted something where these Amos beads sit in an angle, so more like a flower, but also at the same time you got a flat back. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. Actually on was it on Thursday? Yes, on Thursday I got to stay home and I was just sitting here making the samples up, just sort of having a day of just beading, and it was really good. It felt really good just to sort of not to do anything, just doing beading, but I love them. So you can buy them separately or you can buy them. We got a big bundle on the website as well, so look out for those as well. I hope you enjoyed today's make. Tomorrow I'll be back with Kumihimo, and then doing square stitch on Tuesday. On Wednesday it's going to be popcorn jewellery, so that's another one on your tiger tail jewellery. And I think we pretty much actually maybe a couple more techniques, but we'll be through with all the different techniques what you can do with tiger tail. Thursday is going to be Sarah. She's going to do macrame. Friday is going to be Sarah again. She's going to do haute and even can peyote. She said she's got some loads of top tips for haute can peyote, so I'm going to be watching that because I need I need some tips on even odd and even can peyote. On Saturday it's going to be Sarah again. She's going to do a multi-row elastic bracelet, and she's going to give you hugs and kisses on Sunday. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let me just see if I got any more messages. I don't sort of want to forget to read anybody else. Oh, Brenda is saying operation was end of November due to cancellation. Oh yes, I remember hearing it. They were like sort of saying her that she can do it, and then they cancelled it the last minute. Making jewelry has kept me sane. Worst thing was spending so much time at home on my own. So my advice now to everyone is to keep up with your hobbies and try to structure your days. Yes, I think that's what I said as well. So I had one day last week when we sort of had a pajama day, and at the end of the day I felt really rotten. So I think it's really important in the morning, sort of get up, get dressed, have a shower, get dressed, and get your day going as normal as possible, even if there is nothing. It's just like acting with nothing would be happening, and then sit down and do some crafting. Because when you, like me on Thursday, sitting here doing all this and making all the different samples up, I just felt like, you know, it kept me really sane during the day, and I felt really good because I was creating something beautiful, and yeah, so I really enjoyed that. So thank you, Brenda. Thank you for sharing for that. Jen Ellie saying, thank you so much for these videos. You absolutely welcome. I hope we can keep you up with me and Sarah. And Kristen saying, thank you so much, Kitty and Sarah, for doing these live videos all week. Very inspirational. Looking forward to coming week. Yes, so we'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you really enjoyed today's video, and yeah, get crafting. Please share your pictures, share this video with your friends. You can send them in Messenger or share it on your page, because the PDF is only available for one day, and the sooner they know about it, they can go to our website to download it. So do share the video itself as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.